You're spoken for. You're not up for grabs. You were bought at a price. You guard your heart.
How can we really prepare our girls' hearts for these, godly relationships that they're looking forward to?
One of the verses we knew we wanted to lead with is to guard your heart above all else. It is the wellspring of life. And so to have that understanding that it's not open, you're spoken for. You're not up for grabs. You were bought at a price. You guard your heart. And because the heart is a place where we treasure things, what are you holding on to? What are you treasuring? What are you putting of high value? And then that connects to your mind, your thoughts, that's what you're seeking or you're leaning toward, because that process is in motion. So if you take a really close look at how you're wired in that way right now and see where it needs to be changed, it'll change your whole life.
I have a good example of that. So I was 15 when my mom and I started attending the church where John's dad was a pastor. And so I was mostly interested in guys, but sometimes as I go to church, that was my early teen years. But I remember going to church with my mom and I saw John there, and, he was in the Marine Corps. I already had a boyfriend, but I heard later that after we started dating that he saw me there, and he's like, "Who is that?" And his mom said, "That's Tricia Waddell. Stay away from her. She's trouble." And I was trouble at the time. I was the cute cheerleader that was dating all the guys. And her mom's like, "No, don't get involved in that." Well, then when I was pregnant, I gave my life to the Lord. I started seeking God, and I was like full on, like from not interested to like, I'm reading my Bible, I'm praying, I'm worshiping at church. Like it was a night and day difference. His mom came over and prayed with me. The women gave me a baby shower. Like they saw this change in my life. And that one that had warned him, like, don't like stay away from her, she's trouble. After I had Corey, he's like, "Oh, what would you think about dating Tricia?" And she called my mom and said, "If John asked Tricia, would Tricia go on a date with John?" And my mom asked me, I'm like, "Sure." And so it was like this mom setting up. And that was really like, I love what you said, like to attract a godly guy, you need to become a godly young woman. I was a godly young woman with a baby. And he was like, and his mom was like, "Yes, ask her on a date." Because that mom saw the transformation in my life, and she saw the change in my heart. She saw that my heart was completely different. My heart was over to God. Not that I didn't have things I had to work through. I had lots of baggage and all these, I've been sexually active in past relationships. So we had to work through a lot of those things, but my heart was totally dedicated to God. John saw that, his mom saw that, and that was the launching point for our relationship, that he was even interested because I was a different person.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.